Hey folks, so I recently released the video of a beginning jazz tutorial template for people who know their chords already but aren't familiar with jazz and want to be able to play relaxing lounge jazz piano. And this song, which I want to teach today, is called Moon River, and it's a pretty standard, popular lounge jazz piano song. So I wanted to teach you a very simplified version of it today that I just played. And the song is based on a pretty simple chord progression. You don't actually need sheet music for this if you play it in a very simple way. I'll show you how to do it without sheet music, with just a couple of standard melodic lines on your right hand and then a chord progression on your left hand. So I will start off showing you the right hand and then add in the chord progression. So in the last jazz video was showed some tools that you'll need, like strides and the seventh chords, and this is almost all in key of C. There's one black note for one of the chords, but outside of that, this song will be all in the key of C. So I'll show you the chord progression and the melodic line on your right hand, and we'll put them together. So if you haven't watched the first tutorial and you need that, go ahead and do that. I'll link to it in the description. But yeah, let's get started here. On your right hand, it's going to start with in a G major position. The first part of it on your right hand is very simple. The melodic line just goes, so it goes up and then down again. So you hit the G note, up, all the way up, all 5 fingers to D, and then you hit down to C on your ring finger. So you're just in a G major position. And when you hit the first G, that's the first bass note of your first chord, which is C major 7. And then when you hit the D, that's the bass note of your A minor chord. Okay, so that's the first part. So match the bass note of C with the G, and then match the bass note of A with the D. And then you're going to keep going down, and that's the next bass note, which is F. So the B is going to match the F chord, the bass note of the F chord. Then you keep going down. So for this one, you actually have to pivot over. So roll your index finger over your thumb, and then back to your thumb. So it's going to go F. And then when you hit this again, you go back to C. Okay, so that's the first part. So let's play it. You can pivot back to that, or if it's easier, you can just, on your right hand, go straight down on your middle finger. But you're going to have to jump back over to your middle finger should normally be planted on the B. Okay, so then you're going to run through that twice. So when you go from this part, go back up to the B, this position, and then F, back to C. Now, then you go into the next part, which is you're going to go into B minor 7 flat 5 chord, which is basically a fancy way of saying every other note from B, like that on your left hand. And on the right hand, you're going to go from C up to D. So it's going to look like that. Okay, so if you're going Then you go hit the D at the same time as the B minor 7 flat 5. And then you're going to go up. This is the only part where there's a black note. You go up one note to the E, and when you hit that, you're going to hit, this is actually E7. So if you can play an E major chord on your left hand like this would be an E major if you added the top E in. Just bring your thumb down one. This makes it an E7. And you're going to hit that the same time as you hit your right hand middle finger on the E. And then you're going to go down to A minor 7. You can arpeggiate this if you want, or just hit it. Okay, so we'll play it from the F here. To the B minor 7, E7. I like the arpeggiation. So that's it so far. And then from there, you can go back to doing the E again. This is the part where I'm actually going off of the script of the song and trying to make it a little simpler. So going back to the E and going back down to the A minor again, 7. And then from there, you have, so you go, like in the last tutorial, you just double up the 7th chords, A minor 7, B minor 7 flat 5 on both hands, keep them next to each other, and then you go up to, this is going to be E minor 7, and it gives a little tension, like you want to go back to the C, and then you're going to loop around and just do the song over again. So let's go through that part again. Okay, so from the F, we'll go. And then we go to the B right. B minor 7 flat 5. Okay, to the E 7. And then back to the A minor. E. Then this is where you're going to do A to B to E. See, that tension buildup wants to go back to loop around again, and that's what you'll do. And you can play this forever, and you can go back into it. So when you want to stop the song, you can end it on the C chord, wherever, at whatever point you would like. You can end it right there if you want. So on the maybe after the second. And just arpeggiate up. On the C, the C7, C major 7. So that's a simplified version of Moon River. Not playing the whole song, but just trying to get some practice in there of some lounge jazz, a very simple thing that you can remember, that you don't need to look at sheets for, so you can play with, and it sounds really nice. This is something that you can work with up higher if you want. You can play it up here, work with it, or work with it in the middle of the keyboard like I was showing you right there. And it's a song that I've really enjoyed. I like it, and so I was getting some practice in using these chords and working on the strides, working on the 7th chords with this song. And it's been a fun song to play with, so hopefully you can have some fun with it too.